Hi, hello viewers. Welcome to today's episode. All right, we are asked to consider these atoms here, A, B, C, D, and E. And if you look at them, you can see that there are numbers written down below, right, on the atom. And what are those numbers? Those numbers are simply the atomic numbers or the number of proton. And if those atoms here are neutral, you can see that they are neutral. It also tells the number of electrons found in them. So what are we asked to do with these atoms? We are asked to identify which of them belongs to alkaline metal, which of them is non-reactive, which of them will form double cation, and which of them belongs to period 3. Now, before we do that, we have to analyze what these elements are by their electronic configuration, because their electronic configuration will tell us more about that particular atom on the board. Now, let's start with A. A having 3 electrons here, 6 in the neutral state. Its electronic configuration is 2, 1, 2 electrons in the first shell and 1 electron in the second shell. Now the next one is B, 4 electrons configured as 2, 4. Next one is C, having 10 electrons, and we configure it as 2, 8, complete, right? 2, 8 equal to 10. And the next one is D, having 12 electrons, we configure it as 2, 8. Now, if the second shell is filled with 8 already, 8 is the maximum that the second shell can hold. We now move to the third shell holding 2 electrons, and the last one is E, having 17 electrons. We'll do the same with this, 2, 8, and 7. So these are the electronic configurations of this particular atoms. Now let us analyze which of them belongs to alkaline metal. Now, what are alkaline metals? Alkaline metals are group of elements or family of elements that belongs to group 1. And group 1 elements always have one valence electron. Now, which of these elements has one valence electron? One valence electron, I simply mean one outermost electron. Now, if you look at them very well, you notice that it's only A that has one outermost electron here. So A3 is the only man that belongs to group 1, which is also called alkaline metal. Now, next one, which of them is unreactive? Elements that are unreactive are the noble gases. And how do you identify noble gases? They always have a completely filled outermost electron of 8, except for helium that has just one shell, which is complete its own duplex state by having 2 electrons in outermost shell. So apart from that, so let's identify which of these elements here has 8 outermost electron, which is a complete outermost electron. Which of them here, we notice that it is C. So C here is the unreactive man because it belongs to the noble gases. So our answer here is C10. Now the next one here, which of them will form a double cation? How do elements form a cation? They form a cation by losing their outermost electron in order to be stable, right? In order to have 8 electrons or 2 electrons in the first shell. So which of them will lose 2 electrons, or which of them has 2 electrons in their outermost shell? Now, if we look at this, first of all, we can identify that B has 2 electrons in the outermost shell because B will lose these 2 to have a completely filled one first shell. Also, we have D, 2 electrons. D will also lose these 2 outermost electrons to form a double cation, that is 2 plus. So the answer there is both B and D. So B, 4, and D12 will form a double cation because they all belong to group 2. And lastly, which of them belongs to period 3? How can we tell period 3 elements? Period 3 elements are those elements that has 3 shells or 3 number of shells in their atom. So which element here has 3 shells? A has just 2 shells, B has 2 shells, C has 2 shells, while D and E have 3 shells respectively. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So which of them belongs to period 3 is D and E because they both have 3 shells in their atom. Hope you learned something today. If you do that, make sure you follow this page, share to your friends, and bye for now.